and tributes and what you're snacking on, Liz. Liz digging Canuck, bringing you together. Liz digging Canuck, get ready for the show.
Hello and welcome to Coffee with Liz. I just want to thank James, the Dirt Digger. Oh, I'm sorry. James, the Dirt Diggler, for that great introduction. Thank you very much, James. And if you haven't checked out James, the Dirt Diggler, give him a look. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. So right on. James, thank you very much. And as I said, welcome to Coffee with Liz. I, of course, am Liz, and I am sure that my coffee will be delivered shortly. Oh my goodness. Every Sunday morning, we have a casual conversation with a metal detecting or magnet fishing or gold prospecting or bottle digging, YouTube or coin collecting YouTube personality. So right on. If this is something that interests you, please consider subscribing to the channel. And when you do, don't forget to hit the notification bell and tell YouTube that you want to be advised whenever I go live or upload a video. So right on. Please take like a second and a half. Hit the like button on this stream. It not only helps the stream to rank a little bit higher, but just maybe one day we will be placed on someone's homepage, and who knows, the stream is just gonna go like right on. And I saw some new names in the chat. If this is your very first time, I am hoping that after this hour or so you will consider subscribing to my channel. I am on a drive for 5. Lots more updates coming soon. So right on. My coffee's been delivered. Right on. And today, it's not a Digging Canuck mug. No, it's not. It's a caution. I may start talking about metal detecting at any time. Yeah, this is Rob's mug, the History Digger. Rob, thank you, and cheers to all of you. Right on. My goodness, right on. Like I said, on today's stream, my very special guest is Rob, the History Digger. We will be taking questions throughout the chat. All you got to do is put an @Digging Canuck in the chat so that it will highlight on my screen and I will see it, and I will do my best to ask Rob your questions. He's also in the chat, so you might do an the History Digger, and he'll see it on his end, and he can also respond to that. I think, and this is gonna be a first for a chat with. Rob has some stuff to give away. Yeah, we're gonna be doing a giveaway. First time on a chat with, so definitely you will want to stick with us because Rob has some pretty cool The History Digger swag. Right on. Once again, cheers. Oh my goodness, right on. All right. This is the part of the show where I say hello and welcome to each and every one of you. So I am going to scroll up the list. Las Vegas Urban Treasure Hunter in the house. My goodness. $10 says the weather in Las Vegas is 100 times better than it is here. Right on. Doodle's Gone Digging is out in the field digging. My goodness. Yeah. Good luck to you. I hope you find something amazing. I really do. Outdoorsy gal. Oh, Chrissy in the house. Might not be in the house right now, but she did stop by. She has some out of the country visitors. So Chrissy, thank you so very much. Let's see. Who else is in my house? Mark Thomas in the house. Thank you very much, Mark. Linda Wallace wielding the blue wrench, keeping things under control. So thank you very much, Linda. Mark Thomas pointed out that if you were here on Thursday, something's going on with my PayPal link. I don't know what it is. I just fixed it again. I don't know what it is, but I would really, really hope that if somebody were to go to PayPal on my link and then see that it's not me in the little face, that they would not send anything. Yeah, it's fixed. So if you, for whatever reason, you don't like to super chat or anything like that, or you can't super chat, there's always the PayPal link. So yeah, thank you very much for that. Who else is in my house? Treasure Woman is in the house. Right on, right on. Thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate that. Bird Dog Chris in the house. Chris, say hello to Myrtle for me. Right on, right on. You can definitely follow up on or follow Myrtle's recovery from her second hip surgery on Chris's social media. So right on, right on. As I said before, Rob the History Digger is in the chat. So right on, right on. Let's see. Random Island Norm from Newfoundland. Norm. Right on, right on. Scars Prospecting in my house. Welcome to the stream, Scars. Thank you. Relics and Stacked Stones also here. Size Detecting. My goodness. Thank you for joining us this morning. American Woodland Relics, aka AWR, in the house. The Jersey History Hunters. Not sure which one. Could be Rachel, could be Audra, could be both, in the house. Thank you for joining. Let's see. Blue Line Archaeology from Texas. My goodness. I'm going to return the heart, Blue Line. There you go. One for you, one for Zoe. Right on, right on. Hashtag back the blue. Back the blue. Niagara Rob, the coin hunter in my house. I went digging with Niagara Rob yesterday, and he made out like a little bandit. Yes, he did. Me, I prefer not to talk about it. But thank you very much, Rob, for the invite. I had a great day. Oh my goodness, my screen just flashed. My screen flashed. My goodness. J777 Extra in the house. Thank you for joining. Appreciate that. Darcy 𝗥𝗢𝗪𝗢𝗪𝗢 in my house. Thank you. Will is having a Red Bull in place of a coffee. Oh my goodness. I think I'd be like bang, 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 bang. I'd be like banging off the walls in the broadcast room. My goodness. Metal Detecting with Bottle Cap Bob in the house. Thank you for joining. Let's go. Traveling Detector is also here. Thank you for that. Oh my gosh, Adele, the head of the Nincompoops. She keeps the Nincompoops in control. Adele, thank you very much. I am like, wow, we have a scavenger in the house. Right on, right on. Joel Drama Detect here. Thank you. I think I'm caught up. I'm pretty sure I'm caught up. If I miss saying hello to you, and that is very, very likely, put an @digging cannot get my attention, and I will say hello to you. Oh my gosh, me Miner. Wow, seriously, holy smokes. Me Miner. If you are into, wow, prospecting, rock hounding, Northern Ontario, he's like all over the place in the north. Check out 𝗦𝗢𝗎𝗪. He's got a really, really cute dog too. Wow. Yeah. Thank you, 𝗦𝗢𝗎𝗪, for joining. I'm like, thank you. I appreciate that. Who else did I just see? Frederick Romano is in my house. Frederick, thank you very, very much for joining me. Wow. Thank you. Right on, right on. Okay. I think I am caught up right now. So one more coffee and then I will send Rob the big invite, and hopefully this goes seamlessly and everything is good. Treasure Talk in my house. Cheers to you, Treasure Talk. Right on, right on. Oh my goodness. Right on, right on. Check out Jeff and Phil over on Treasure Talk. They have a great live stream every week. Oh my goodness. All right. So I'm going to divert my attention to my other screen. Chat amongst yourselves. Hopefully this is painless and seamless and Rob will be here in like 2 seconds. I hope. We shall see. We shall see. All right. Talk amongst yourselves. Blah, 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 blah. Deb Spader in the house. Right on, right on. All right. All right. What is going on? What is going on? Remember, in case you're thinking of like splitting, Rob, the History Digger, has a giveaway. He is going to give away some History Digger swag today. So you're definitely going to want to stick around. All right. Let's send the invite. Let me put these on. Linda Wallace is like, yap, 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 yap. All right. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. All right. Rob, I have sent the invite. All right. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He's here. Egg.
Right on, Liz. Good morning.
Good morning. Let me pop you up on the screen, Rob. There you go. There you go. Hello, Rob.
Hey, Liz. Hey, folks. Good morning, everyone.
Right on, right on. Oh my goodness. Rob, welcome to Coffee with Liz. You went out digging yesterday, did you not?
I did. You know, it's fall here, of course, as it is everywhere, and we have to covet those, few remaining warm weekends. I had a really cool invite from a new friend, who, you guys all know this. One of the cool things about our hobby, I actually met this gentleman while detecting on a beach. We struck up a conversation, and he extended me an invite to a permission he had just achieved, and I also returned the favor. But yeah, it was an old farm, and there were 3 of us there. We had a blast.
Right on, right on. Can you, I'm sure there's going to be a video, and so like we don't do spoilers or anything like that. Did you find anything did you find and they find anything really, really cool?
Yeah. This place was built in like 1917, and so there were plenty of old things there, and it has never been detected. One of the gentlemen that was there, he was the only one who had good fortune in terms of finding silver. But yeah, we found a couple interesting things. I don't mind sharing a couple. I actually put a couple here just to pop up. I don't know if these will show or not, but we may have found a clue with regards to Jimmy Hoffa's disappearance.
Oh
Liz.
my goodness, no way.
Yeah, you never know. This is some type of Teamsters token or badge.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, so this was quite interesting, and I've done a little bit of research just since yesterday, and it's actually from a public utility union. And so there were some wires overhead. Of course, we were getting some EMI,
Yes.
but that was kind of a cool find. But this is my favorite. Now, I don't know, are you all, are any of you familiar, or had you heard of something called Tootsie Toys?
Yes. They're Tootsies are old, I think. I'm pretty sure they're old.
They apparently 1930 through 1950s, they were, that was their heyday. But I dug this little guy up, and I've put a picture.
Oh
I
my
can't help myself. I
gosh.
should probably save all this stuff for the videos, but I put a picture up on my website of this,
Holy.
and of course, what it looks like, in mint condition. But yeah, we had an
Wow.
absolute
Can you
blast,
put that
and
back up? Can you put that back
yeah,
up on the
sure.
screen? That's huge.
It is. It's probably twice the size of a normal matchbox.
Wow.
Okay. And this one, unfortunately, was missing one wheel. And
Wow.
there's some visual information on the inside here that labels it as a Tootsie toy, manufactured in Chicago. This is actually a Porsche.
Wow, that's really nice.
But I'll tell you, the coolest thing about the hunt, the homeowner, Sean is her name. First of all, she gave me some documentation about the property, which I'll, weave into the video. But we have a new detectorist on our hands. She wants to have us come back in the spring, and I
Oh.
asked her to join us on the hunt, but
Oh, right on.
invited us into her house afterwards. And isn't that one of the coolest things about this hobby, right? Meeting new people.
That's the best thing about the hobby is meeting new people. That's yeah. And introducing people to metal detecting, I think is will keep this hobby going for like eons from now.
You know, I agree. I was talking to Mrs. History Digger, about the channel and stuff, and I said, one of the things I'm going to try to do in 2021. I don't know how, but 2020, as we know, was was an interesting year.
It's not
And
over yet. It's
it
not
is
over
not over. There's
yet.
more to come. Oh my gosh! But I can't tell you, and I bet you other people feel the same here, how much I've enjoyed, the hobby as a respite, as an
Yes.
escape,
Yes.
from all that other craziness.
Yes.
And it's dawned on me, so many of us, I mean, in some ways it's a solitary hobby, but it can be a communal hobby, like,
Yes.
with these live streams and stuff.
Yes.
But one of
Yes.
my things I'm going to try to do in 2021 is promote this idea of, hey, if you're going on a hunt, if you're fortunate enough to secure a permission, guess what? Invite a friend. The more the merrier. There's so much to go around here, and I'm going to try personally to promote and do that. But I'm also going to try to encourage others, because I just think it's like a force multiplier. There's,
Yes.
for example, I was, I invited a few folks on some permission digs, and guess what? They've returned the favor. I have more permissions to dig right now than I know I will have weekends to complete.
Oh, that's always a good thing to have. That's a good
Yeah,
problem to have.
it is. So anyway, that's going to be one of the things I'm hoping
Right
to,
on.
I don't know,
Right
just
on.
encourage folks to do a little bit more next year.
Right on. So, Rob, for all the people in the chat, and I just want to say that I just saw Gabriel Barlow is in the chat. Coins for Amateurs CFA is in the chat. Lot of new names as well. For those people that maybe are not, and I know they are not familiar with Rob the History Digger, just briefly, just tell us about yourself and your channel. Just briefly.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. No, so I'm a newer detectorist. Some folks have said, "Oh, you sound like you've been doing this for a long time." No, I actually just started about a year and a half ago, and my kids gave me a detector for my birthday, and I was just addicted. And that was 4 detectors ago, so I'm on my 4th detector. I continue to spend money on this great hobby, but I grew up with a grandmother who owned an antique store, and I'll tell you, she was kind enough to let young children wander around her store. She would always tell us stories, about the different artifacts and stuff like that, and that from an early age just instilled in me an interest in history and in antiques. And I also I work in the information technology field. And when my kids were growing up, we would always, being proud parents, make videos about their sports and graduations and stuff like that. So I also enjoy the editing portion of this. So anyway, once this gift was given to me, I was able to kind of combine my love of history, my love of creating through technology, and my love for outdoors into this hobby. So started to do this and followed some folks on YouTube to learn.
Mm-hmm.
John from the Hunter GT. I don't know if any of you guys know John, but oh my gosh, Hunter GT. Check out his channel if you're not familiar with it. He has some of the best instructional videos out there, not just about like a certain detector, but about the hobby. And I learned from people like him and you, Liz, and so many others. And so watching the videos, I thought that's pretty cool. I think I'd like to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But maybe we can talk a little bit about this. But
we will.
Yeah, I created my channel with a few specific things in mind.
Stop.
But
my
no,
goodness.
one of them was just sharing some of the stories, getting back a little bit like folks did to me, but a few other things. So anyway, that's I've only been at it for a short time, and the good and bad part about this, I love my state. I live in Wisconsin in the USA.
I'm going to stop you just now because you know what? You are like, there's some like ESP going on here because I was just going to ask you, like, I'm not kidding you. I was just going to say, you dig in the great state of Wisconsin. I was just, that was my next thing to say. Wow. Tell us about Wisconsin. Do you dig all year in Wisconsin? Are you able to?
No, I mean, we had a warmer winter last year. Believe it or not, I was actually able to go on a dig New Year's Day. A friend of mine owns a property that used to be an old one-room schoolhouse, and we had this crazy warm-up, that allowed me to dig in January. But generally, our ground, and that had followed a warm-up, but kind of by November, the ground freezes over, and then many of us will shift, Liz, to ice fishing, which is a popular sport, sometimes referred to as ice drinking, but ice fishing, ice drinking, they kind of go hand in hand.
I get it.
So sadly, like we either have to wait or hop on a plane, which I did last year, and I'm going to do again this year, and go someplace warmer to dig.
So do you ever detect in the wood? I really don't know where you are in that, and I'm not going to ask you, but the woods in the winter, do you get that opportunity?
Well, it's you certainly can. The issue is with the frost, and the ground. It's just too difficult to dig. We do, detecting in the woods here is absolutely a thing. I mean, in Wisconsin, like many of the states in this area, we also have a lot of what's referred to as copper culture. So there are quite a few, Indians that resided here back in the day. And of course, while we're not allowed to dig on state or public-owned land, many of my friends and fellow detectorists, I've not been fortunate enough yet myself to find any of this, but find it quite a lot of like copper spearheads and arrowheads and stuff like that. And those are often in the woods or often near, waterways.
Wow. That would be like, wow. That would seriously be wow.
I mean, a bucket list. My buddy Robert Frank just posted on his page, he found a fishing hook. It's clearly a fishing hook with a little barb and everything, all fashioned, hammered, out of copper.
Wow.
And so again, one of the permissions I just went on, I invited a friend who brought a friend, and they do quite a bit of this up north, and he's invited me on a trip next spring.
You might just find your copper.
Yes, I'm like, fingers crossed, Liz.
Yeah,
I
no
think
kidding.
We can do it.
So in the spring, when is your earliest that you can get out after your winter, generally, like on average?
Yeah, it starts to warm up here. Okay, you ready for like April? The weather will get a little warmer in March, but the ground is still often frozen. So, what I find is it's the beaches and the water, for whatever reason, they warm up first and they thaw. So I'll do a lot of beach detecting at the start of the season.
Okay, yes.
Which but in beaches for us, of course, here are freshwater beaches. So I don't have to contend, with a lot of the challenges of mineralization and stuff and black sand.
Yes.
But we do a lot of that, and I'm hoping to do even more of that next year. I don't know. Have you get out on the water much, Liz?
not. I really tried. I did a creek this year with Simone beeping with Beppe, and
Okay.
apart from falling in the creek,
Now, wait a second. I'm starting to see a pattern here. I remember what do you call the hill?
oh my goodness. Yes. I know.
Yeah, we were worried about you there when you took
Yeah.
your little tumble.
Well, see, the thing is, I suffer from vertigo, and I use my eyes a lot for balance. And when things get skewed, or if I'm like looking at one thing and then I look at another thing, or look down too fast, things sometimes get a little wobbly.
Oh, that's something to take serious. My Mrs. Hickory Digger has suffered from that a few times. There's
Oh,
some kind of crazy crystal in the ear that needed to be
yeah,
reset, and it's
yeah.
horrible.
Yeah,
I feel for those folks who
it's not
suffer from that.
it's not
Mm.
really good. But it's sometimes, you gotta take the challenges that life brings you, and you just gotta roll with it. So yeah, I'm rolling.
Right on.
Now you briefly spoke of how you got started in metal detecting, a gift from your kids, the metal detector. Was there anybody before that kind of like, did you know anybody that did metal detecting? Like, that's kind of a weird gift for your kids to give you a metal detector.
Yeah, no, that I probably dropped some clues or they
Uh,
heard me talking, but yeah, my stepfather had a good friend who, had been doing this for a while,
uh,
and and she kept talking about it, and I asked him about this and so on, and so she kind of gave me a bit of
mm.
a nudge, and actually coincidentally, um, they just visited, and I had the opportunity, and this friend of his is 80 years old, I believe. And I took her out detecting, and I'm going to tell you, she outlasted me. 80
Oh,
years
right on,
old, yeah,
right on,
80 years old,
right on.
and so she kind of inspired me, and then the kids. That first detector was a bounty hunter tracker 4, I think.
Oh, right on. That was mine. One of those, bounty hunter was my first as well.
Great coin shooter, it works great, and loved it. And then of course I realized, I want to go deeper. What's down there? And that led me to the simplex, and then later I also swing on Knox 800, and someone whose channel I watch, kept producing all these incredible finds with this
Hmm.
machine called the XPORX. I wonder who that could be.
I don't know. Some Canadian girl, maybe? I don't
Could be.
know.
And I was like, and I was intrigued because I found having a couple of machines helps me become an overall better detectorist.
Yes. Yes.
And I wanted to reconcile, I wanted to compare. Am I missing some things, either not necessarily because of the way, or possibly, MindLab's algorithms, but possibly how I have it set up. But there's some differences, as you know, between those machines. But I'm telling you, the XPRX, check out Liz's videos or some of mine, but this is the lightest detector, I think, on the market right now. It's so freaking light. And man, I'm telling you, it's powerful. I love it.
Yes, 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 it is. I'm gonna backtrack just a wee bit if you don't mind. But you said early on that you watched the Hunter GT. Did you? Who else did you watch back then? Like, who were some of your early YouTube personalities?
The Gig Master,
Ah, yeah.
he's incredible. I would love to meet him someday. He's a great teacher. The guy is like so sincere. I watched a lot of his videos. I also became acquainted with South Coast Detecting, Aaron Weedle. I mean, like, this guy has such an incredible personality. I'm like, I told my wife, I said, I need to be friends with this guy. I want to have a beer with him. But he really makes his videos entertaining. And one who I want to throw this out there because I'm not sure how he's doing, but I think some of the best produced videos, overall entertaining, right? Square Nail
Oh,
Pearl.
yes. Oh my goodness. Yes.
Um,
Yes.
Kenny is his name, and
Yes.
if you read his page and look at his about section, he says, "Hey, I want to take you on the hunt with me,"
Hmm.
and you feel like you're
Oh, he
sitting right next.
does. Yes. Yes. Kenny has been, I follow him on Facebook, or sorry, on Instagram. He posts a lot of videos on Instagram. He is a surveyor, and on his Instagram, he said that he was kind of just, for now, metal detecting has kind of gone, you know, not really important to him right now. So he's doing surveying videos. But he said that should he become re-inspired with metal detecting, he will definitely start posting those videos. But if you want, like, you're 100%. If you want to learn like the cinematography and bringing us along so that we actually feel like we're there, definitely check out 𝗥𝗔𝗗𝗧𝗏𝗪𝗏. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I'm so glad to hear that, because I think his last metal detecting video that was posted was May, and there was some chatter like, hey, are you okay? What's going on? And so on. But
Yeah,
I'm glad to hear
he's perfectly fine. Like I said, if you want to keep up with 𝗥𝗏𝗪𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗪, definitely follow him on Instagram. 𝗥𝗏𝗪𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗪 is alive and well and posting on Instagram.
Yeah. But I mean, just two others, of course, I mean, it goes without saying, Liz, you're super humble, I know that, but your live stream is like a ray of sunshine, and it has so much positivity. I mean, I have so enjoyed that. I mean, live streams are great as well. And I think another great fun one, if you guys, and I think you've just joined this group not too long ago, Liz, but Detect America, which is run by Steve Pacifico and Frank
𝗥𝗔𝗗𝗓𝗏𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Okay.
don't know, but these guys are fun, and it's a supportive community. And so anyway, yeah, those are a couple of my favorites. And then I have probably, I subscribe to so many because I've learned so much through them. And even like I think there's a group that says ID my find.
Oh,
Where,
yes,
hey,
yes, yes.
what is this? So anyway, yeah, those are a few.
Right
Those
on.
are a few of mine.
Good stuff. Good stuff. When I always go back to everyone's YouTube account, I guess, and you decided to create a YouTube channel. Why? Why did you create a YouTube channel?
Well, and to your last question, Aaron from South Coast Detecting actually had a video about, so you want to create a YouTube channel. One of the pieces of advice he gives is make sure to clarify your purpose. Why are you doing this? And maybe there's a couple purposes. And for me, there were. And I wanted, first of all, to be able to kind of capture the story and share it with my family.
Mm-hmm.
I have 5 grandkids, young grandkids, and friends. But also, I had a second notion too, and I'll tell you, it's not to become monetized, which there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
There are some people that make some good money doing that, but you gotta have a lot of subscribers, of course. But I'll tell you, I thought it would be a way to differentiate, myself, to secure permissions. Mm. So remember, I've only been doing this about a year and a half, and the pandemic hits, and a lot of people on YouTube will talk about getting permissions by door knocking, driving up to a place and, hi, can I metal detect? That works. There's nothing wrong with that, but it can be a little intrusive, and especially during the pandemic, I was thinking, is there a different way to do this? So I kind of came up with this idea. I wanted to differentiate myself, to distinguish myself, and I'll just show you quickly how I've done that. So I use my YouTube channel, not just for the initial purposes I said, but I also feature it. I do some direct mailing. So I've a couple of times now, I've targeted some historical properties, that I've either driven by, or some local towns have like historical walking tours with maps that'll give you property addresses, or I use the GIS systems, geographical information systems. But at any rate, I'll target some properties. And what I do is actually then put together a mailer. And if anybody's interested in this, I'll be happy to share the files I use. But I have a little letter here that, introduces myself as a amateur historian. I tell them why I do this and ask permission to metal detect their property, and even offer to feature their property in a video. And I highlight my channel. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, I use my videos as a way to say, hey, I'm not just some, schmo knocking on a door here. And I'll include a little, like a response
Mm.
card with a self-addressed envelope. So I'm using the channel for a couple primary reasons, right? To share my stories, with my family and stuff, and you all. But I've also used it to help continue my ability to get permissions, Liz.
That's honestly that's a pretty cool thing to do. Usually it's, because of this, that reason, but you've turned the YouTube channel in a way to get permissions to further your metal detecting, which is pretty cool.
Well, and think about the primary ask. So instead of, and you still need to, respectfully ask permission to metal detect property, but I kind of lead with, hey, I'd like to do something for you and promote your property in a video. I'll tell you, I mailed some of these out, and I was shocked at my first response. This one gentleman who has this beautiful old home, responded, said, yeah, sure, come on by. So I did talk with him, and elderly gentleman, and I, we talked about what I was going to do and so forth. And after the hunt, I was showing him my finds. And my philosophy is, if their property, I'm happy to share my finds with them.
Yes.
If there's anything they want to keep and so forth.
Absolutely.
And the guy was saying, no. But he kept looking at this one silver mercury dime that happened to have the same date as his birth year. And finally, I convinced him. He said, I think I will keep that. So he kept the dime. And about 3, 4, 5 days later, I don't know, when I published the video, I sent him a link, and he called me up. And I'm only sharing this not because I think my videos have a lot of areas to improve upon. But he said, wow. He goes, he kept saying, he said, that was Hollywood. That was like Hollywood. It was so nice. He so appreciated the video about his property.
Yeah.
And his story. So my point is, yes, you're asking people to metal detect. You need to do that, but you're also potentially, if you want to do this, you're giving them something.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
A story that they've, and guess what? This guy sent links out all over the place and generated another permission for me.
Wonderful. 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 I just want to say that Domus29 from France, bienvenue Domus, ça va bien?
Okay.
Right on.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, right on. Yeah, a lot of Myrtle the dog has joined us. How cool is that? I think Myrtle's gonna turn out to be my #1 fan. Right on, Myrtle. Right on. So
Liz, you have some fans with some, not only that are pretty cool, but with some pretty cool names. I have to say though, I think one of my favorite names of your fans, and they happen to be on here, Bottle Cap.
Oh, I know.
That is like one of the most creative handles I've ever seen for a channel.
I know. There's some like pretty creative and amazing people in the chat today. And I thank you all, seriously, every time I stream. I thank you all for the support, for watching the videos, for the likes and the comments. It's just absolutely incredible. So I do appreciate each and every one of you. So Rob, your very, very first, most of the times when I go back into someone's YouTube history, it's like there's like 3-4 years of videos, but your very, very first video was actually last year in December in 2019. Do you remember that? You were detecting, I think, with the Simplex. Do you remember that, Dick?
I do. And even though it wasn't that long ago, I have to say there are a few things in there I'm a little bit, I wish I could do over. I filmed the video and I sent it. In fact, I sent it to John, the Hunter GT, and I said, John, would you mind? What do you think? Can you give me some point? How is this thing? And he was so kind and stuff. Gave me a couple. This is really good. And then there was the but.
There's always a but. Sadly, there's always a but.
Rob, he said, I don't have any problems with this, but some of he said, you took a shovel into a park. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And he's talking about
laying it it down.
Versus the hand digger, or which I prefer, my 𝗤𝗢𝗄𝗡 knife, and that was my point about, I had the benefit of a few seasoned detectorists to kind of help guide me my way. But yeah, that's the one thing in that video that I'm a little bit ashamed of.
If that's the only butt that somebody like the Hunter GT could give you, that's a pretty good video.
Yeah. Hey, well, I'll take it.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to mix it up. I had somebody recently, you get some interesting comments on your video. Really, you got to have some thick skin.
Oh, yes.
And one gentleman, I mean, you have to many people will have a little opening, with a little jingle or something. And I did. And I think some of my early videos, the audio of that was a little high. And I just picked something that happens to be a little techno sounding. And I've since actually, about 3 months ago, I just changed it because I wanted to refresh. So it's no longer part of my shtick.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody posted something a couple weeks ago and said, really like your videos, but you got to drop the techno music, man. If I want to listen to that, I'm going to go to a disco. If you don't like the music, that's fine.
That's actually a very calm comment. Yeah, wait till you get your doozy where you're like.
Oh, Liz, I had one video where I was just talking about I'm moving. I still use the Simplex, but I'm gonna add this 𝗦𝗛𝗢𝗪𝗡𝗛 to my arsenal, and here's why. Here's everything I like about the Simplex, like the build quality.
Yeah,
has an integrated light. The handle vibrates. My God, $250 is an incredible detector. And then I'm talking about the 𝗦𝗛𝗢𝗪𝗡𝗛, and what I'm intrigued with is of course the multiple frequency and the ability to add and customize things like tone, pitch, and so on. And I mentioned a few of the, I'm concerned about this. People will complain that the coils, the ears on the coils will break, or some of the standard shaft will get water inside of it. And I mentioned a few things. Anyway, this gentleman dropped this comment. He said, I've never had any problem with my 𝗦𝗛𝗢𝗪𝗡𝗛, and I don't experience issues with my coil. He said, come to think of it, mister, you're a picky, and he followed that up with an expletive.
Really?
Well, I am picky, but anyway, you get some doozies out there. You got to have a thick skin.
Oh, totally.
My feeling is, hey, if somebody took the time, to watch, I mean, you're free to comment no matter what, whether you like it or not. But, those are exceptions.
Well.
Well, you know this, Liz. There are a few folks. This saddens me that when I post my videos, I often follow up, and I'll quickly after it goes live, I'll drop a quick comment and pin it to the top so everybody sees it. So the video's been live for all of 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And this 15-minute video or 10, I try to keep them under there. No one's had the opportunity to watch it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason, I've talked to other people about this. Somebody doesn't like the way you look, the name of your channel, the detector you swing, but within a minute or two of posting, you'll sometimes see one thumbs down.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They haven't watched the whole thing, but those are you get so few of those.
Well, let me tell you something. When you get 15 thumbs downs on a video, we can talk. When you get 15, yeah. There's there's a group of. Oh, I'm sorry.
Some, I know which ones you're talking about. I appreciate some of your ethics videos too, and but hey, social media is a place where people can post opinions, good and bad. Sadly, right?
Yes, the and I've spoken about this many times. The anonymity is a huge contributing factor to people's boldness. And sometimes, and I know this is we're talking to you, Rob, but I'm just gonna say, if you don't like me, or you don't like a creator or whatever, why on earth are you even watching the video? Why are you even leaving a thumbs down? Why are you even commenting? Just move along. There's thousands of metal detecting videos out there. Creators, go to someone else that you like. Seriously, because you know what? There's a lot of people out there who perhaps don't have as thick a skin as some of us do, and that a thumbs down, negative comments would be enough to for them to stop their channel or stop making videos, and it's happened.
Liz, it's so, I mean, that is sage advice. And I look at it this way, I can't, these people, there's something going on in many of those individuals' lives. And I can't control that. I can't impact it, but I can control how I respond to that. And that's part of what I'm saying is I think, let's try to be kinder to one another. Would I say that to you if you were in my living room? How would I respond if you were sitting in my living room? And that's why I think as a hobby, we can make this what we want. And that's why I'm trying to be more, in 2021, I want to try to be more inclusive, have more people join me in my hunts and stuff like that. Let's focus on that, what we can control. And let the rest fall where it may.
Exactly. Holy smokes, Rob. We have Malaysia in the house. Malaysia Metal Detector. We also have Georginius from Slovenia. How international is that? How international is that? Wow. Right on, right on. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, let's get back to have you ever tried magnet fishing?
For I think it was Father's Day. Yes. My kids gave me a it's a single magnet. They have some where there's like a harness and there are two magnets on there. And I've tried it. I actually live on a lake. My property, I'm very fortunate. My property is the location of what used to be a massive old hotel in the late 1800s. So I've thrown it off the dock a few times, Liz. But I must say my appetite's greater than my stomach's ability to digest this. So it's kind of been on the list of things to get to, on the weekends. But I keep going to the detecting. But I would like to. I really enjoy detecting waterways
with a metal detector.
I want to give it a little bit more. I want to give it more of a try.
Okay. All right. That's fair. What about bottle digging? Any bottle dumps in Wisconsin?
Oh my gosh. My neighbor who lives a few houses up on the lake, he has one of these devices. I think it's called a Nemo. It's a floating scuba apparatus that allows him to stay underwater. He's only in about 10 feet of water. And he essentially dredges with his hands. He's got very good gloves on, the 2 feet, bottom 2 feet of the water. And he just a week or so ago showed me the collections of bottles that he's uncovered. I kid you not, he's only been doing it for a couple of months. He's only done a small part of his lakefront. There must have been over 40 old bottles up on his, kitchen cabinet top that were just incredible. So, and by the way, when he was doing that, he wasn't using a detector or a pulse dive or anything like that. He happened to just stumble upon a gold pocket watch.
Wow.
In the water. But yeah, I think that's really cool because a lot of those bottles come with some history that you can uncover because of the names and stuff on the bottle.
Exactly. And I gotta say, I'm just gonna put this out there. Hello, people watching. If you are anywhere around Digging Canuck headquarters and you know of a good place to bottle dump or to dig bottles, please hit me up. Please.
Liz, I think the other kind of, close cousin to that would be mudlarking.
Oh.
And that's
you should be able to do that. You probably have tons of creeks in Wisconsin.
Yeah, absolutely. The one gentleman I was telling you about who does a lot of the copper culture type stuff, they will actually follow along some of the creek beds and they use I don't know if you've seen those like bread crates, those plastic bread crates that they'll often use to stack loads of bread on, but they'll use these as like sifters. And just do this along the way here and just to preserve and recapture some of this stuff. And again, you got to be really mindful of your local laws, regulations where you're doing it, that kind of
thing. This is true. Yes.
Yeah,
this is true. You posted another video, and this one exploded. This one kind of went like viral to you. You posted a video in March. I think it said something like, I love my simplex, so why did I buy an Equinox? Now, I think that one has like 12,000 views. That's huge. If you were happy with the simplex, why, and you touched on this just briefly, why did you buy an Equinox?
Yeah, well, for some of the reasons I mentioned, I wanted to see, first of all, could I push my skills further? And you have to remember at the time, too, this is prior to for those of you that swing the Simplex, Nocta is a pretty cool company, and they offered a software update through what's called firmware, right? This was, I think, in the spring or summer of this year, that significantly improved the ability for the Simplex to go deeper. And so in just watching some of the videos, between Simplex users and other detectors, but MindLab, I was seeing that folks swinging the Nox were it appeared to me having greater success. They were able to go deeper. And I have to tell you, I wrestled over that. I mean, I was aware of both when I made my first decision. And you're comparing both. Meryl, I think, talked about this last week. You're comparing both features and price, and the price to feature ratio on the Simplex, it's really hard to beat it. So I thought, I would start there, and it was an easier machine to learn. I have to tell you, I mean, even having a year under my belt, when I went to the Nox, it could be a little overwhelming.
It can be, yeah.
And even there, do you go with the 800 or 600?
You went with the 8. You went with the 8.
I went with the 8, and would probably do so again, for a couple of different reasons. How they package it, the wireless headphones come with the 8, and so on. But all of that said, I do think that MindLab, they need to improve their build quality. There's some things that, so here I buy this expensive machine, and then what do? I go out and buy another shaft. And, I buy, it's uncomfortable in my hand. The ergonomics, handle's a little big. I needed to buy one of these round, there's just like little things like that. I think they need to rethink their price to value ratio. Kudos to 𝗥𝗔𝗗𝗪𝗢𝗪 for doing what they did. But I have to say, if I had 2 detectors in, which I often do, in the back of my vehicle, I'm going to reach for that Nox first before I go to the Simplex. Don't hate me, folks, but that's I just prefer some of the extra features to customize that.
I just want to say welcome to Weird Guy in the Park, Nathan Outdoor Adventures, Stilfin, Donald Lee, and the Mishy Digger. Gotta say, Mishy Digger, welcome back. I had the pleasure of meeting him at last year's Pound the Ground, and he posted a video yesterday. I watched it, so right on.
Donald Lee, he's very active. Appreciate when he comments. And Weird Guy in the Park slays it down in those Chicago parks there. I've watched so many of your videos too, man. You are you're a master at pulling some of the jewelry out of those Chicago parks.
Right on. Talking about the Equinox, have you upgraded your coil? Like, are you a big, I got to get all the different coils for my detectors kind of person?
I'm not really. I will say I added the 6-inch sniper coil to my arsenal, and I'll probably stop there. The bigger coils, I think, are great, like for in the UK when you're doing a lot of fields and stuff.
Yeah.
But I love the sniper coil. I really do, and I was a little late in doing what they call the F2 update as well. The 3.0 that added that 4 kilohertz.
Yeah.
But I really, it's this challenge. It's this a conflict between depth. With the bigger coil, you can go a little deeper.
Yeah.
Versus weight and accuracy. That 6-inch coil, I save so much time. It's so fast. I know exactly what I'm over.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'll probably stop there, Liz.
It kind of also depends on where it is that you're digging. I mean, you don't need like one of those big monster coils, because you're not going to be digging a 2-foot hole in a city park.
Exactly right. And in trashy areas, there's oh gosh, his name is escaping me for just a minute here, but he's out of Australia, and he has a couple cool videos where he uses both a smaller coil, and he adjusts, he discriminates, he rejects out some of the targets to be able to get in and out of these parks much more quickly. And there's always that debate between the folks who are dig everything. And just me personally, I don't have time to dig everything, and I know I'm passing over some things, but you can use things like coil size and some of the features, whether it's tone, pitch, or accept, reject, right? to say, I'm interested today in finding some silver rosies or mercs, or,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for those of us like myself in particular who are mainly city park detectorists, you cannot dig it all. You have to have some form of discrimination, whether it be on your, like if you're an all metal mold, you got to put the discrimination up here, because you cannot be digging like 100 holes in a city park. You really have to discriminate. So some of the new people who metal detect, dig it all. I would tell you, dig it all is in like a field or that sort of thing. Do not dig it all in a park, in a city park, because that will get everyone else in trouble. Seriously. Yeah. But that opinion expressed is that of the Digging Canuck, and only the Digging Canuck. All right. So fair to say that you're up to speed on the Simplex and the Equinox 800. Fair to say you have a pretty good idea of how they both work? I mean, we're always learning, but.
Yeah, I mean, I have not dipped my toe in the water with regard to any of the new Simplex coils, but of course, the Simplex is a VLF single frequency machine, and again, for a beginner, I mean, it has so many great features that I like, and I will say, Liz, there are a few things that as much as I'm enjoying the XP ORX, that I kind of wish it had. I mean, I'm a little older, so I have to wear my papers. And what I'm finding, maybe it's the way it's designed, but I listen more to the ORX. It's it has 3 tones, and as opposed to visually leveraging the Target ID VDI, because the screen on that thing is so small. That's my one knock on the ORX is the display screen. A little harder for me to see.
Well, let's just bring everyone up to speed. Yeah, you did recently purchase an ORX. What was your? I mean, you got a Simplex, you got the MyLab 800, or sorry, the Equinox 800, and then you added an ORX.
Yeah, so I mean, my thinking is you have to have a second machine for yourself, a backup. God forbid you drive a couple hours, you go to a seated hunt or permission dig, and something happens to your machine. You hear about it all the time, and but also, I want to be able to take people, family members, and others with me on the hunt. But as I said, for the same reason I bought the Knox once I had the Simplex, I kind of wanted to see if I might have been missing anything with the MindLab, and I not only bought the XPRX, but I bought the high frequency coil, and it allows you, what is it? There's 4 or 5 frequencies, you can toggle back and forth with. Unlike the Knox, it's not simultaneous multiple frequency, but you can check your thinking. But these frequencies are a little higher, and it'll allow you to, perhaps find some different things. But again, I was also intrigued with some of the features, the lightness, and overall, it's actually helping me use my Knox better as well, because I'm realizing, how did I miss that with my Knox? I mean, I just, these last 2 weeks, if you watch any of my videos, and this next one, you'll see, I've been splitting the hunt up. In the morning, or day 1, I'm trying my Equinox.
Yes.
And day 2, I'm going out with a different detector. And having the 2 of those together helps you calibrate, and become a better overall detectorist, I think.
Now, would you recommend the ORX?
Oh my gosh, yes. This thing, I wish I had it here, but it first of all, I mentioned it's so light, but it has the type of a stem. It's I think they call it an S stem or something, that collapses down, so small. I mean, I just love that.
It's a great detector to take on vacation, I think.
I think so too. The one thing I'm not sure I'm going to kind of invest in, they have so you have it's completely wireless. There are no cables, no coil, that goes up the shaft, as you know. And there's actually 2 batteries in the ORX. One powers the coil, So there is a wireless signal sent from the coil to the controlling unit. And then you also have a battery in your controlling unit, okay? And, but the only kicker with that is if you are underwater, right, that's not going to work. It requires a separate add-on kit that extends this antenna, I believe, up the shaft.
Yeah.
So
see, I'm getting a little cringy. Do you see my face? I'm like getting all cringy. I don't think that waterless antenna thingy is, you know.
I'm hoping, I'm trying to be optimistic, but from what I'm hearing, it doesn't stack up to like the NOx for the water. But I'll tell you the other thing. I have the pinpointer. It's the 𝗥𝗔𝗗𝗓𝗪6. It sounds like something James Bond would.
I love that name. Yes, the MI6. Yes.
And these are some things like when 𝗥𝗔𝗗𝗧𝗏 did their latest update, it's like how brilliant of an idea. They added a feature where you can mute the detector so that when you're pinpointing, you don't get interference. Doesn't matter if it's a 𝗥𝗔𝗗𝗏 pinpointer, a 𝗥𝗏𝗧𝗏, it was such a great idea. It was a software feature. But meanwhile, XP has been doing this for a while. When you use now this works just with their machines, but when you turn on the MI6 pinpointer, okay, it turns off the detector. And it, by the way, it integrates with your headphones, like the 𝗥𝗔𝗗𝗏 does with the pulse dive, for example. But there are a few things like that where they've had their act together. I'm talking about XP for some time, I think, and it's been a bit ahead of the curve.
Well,
but
it's a European company, and you see a lot of, I mean, there's a ton of Russian diggers and people in the Eastern European countries that all have XPs. I think it's like a European thing, and I don't think it's been. I mean, they've been around for some time, but I think it's just. I guarantee you, Rob, that when you take your XP on a dig and people like just try it, they're going to be sold.
And it's, they call it something. They don't call it recovery speed. I think they call it reactivity or whatever. But it's a pretty fast, machine.
It's really fast. Yes.
So not only is this thing light, okay, the coil, it's a 9-inch coil, the particular coil that, and by the way, these coils are interchangeable across the ORX and the Deus platform, which is really cool, okay? But you can swing that thing really fast. And so, it's nice to have my arsenal. I'm not sure if it will become my go-to machine yet.
Yeah.
Don't know about that, but I'm super pleased after having it for just like a month.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if you said otherwise. I really, really would. Now, Rob, we still have a giveaway to do, right? We're going to do a giveaway. Everyone watching, Rob is going to be giving away some swag, some History Digger swag. We are almost at the end and at the time to do the giveaway. But just a few more questions. Do you have a most memorable find? Memorable. Like something that just like blew you away?
That's a great question. I should have anticipated that. Well, maybe there's two that would kind of be equal in my mind. We were in New Bern, North Carolina, and I was there. My wife is a big quilter. We were on a quilting retreat, and I was actually working during the day from the hotel, but in the evenings, weekend, I was doing some detecting, and I did some curve strips in the town of New Bern, North Carolina, which is a very old town, dates back to the Revolutionary days. And I found a sidewalk plate. So, today when people pour sidewalks, they'll put a stamp in that, talks about.
Okay.
Yeah. But back then, this was like the first set of sidewalks laid in the city, and they had these bronze plates that they would, sink into the
okay. I got you.
sidewalk. And the reason I'm mentioning that is it had the name of the company, the city mayor, the name of the engineers, and just from this one cool piece that we found it in a curb strip. I'm assuming that they came along, replaced those original sidewalks, with newer ones, whatever. And somebody just tossed this into the curb strip, and 100+ years later, 6 inches down, I find this thing. And we were able to extract some really cool history off of those names. One of the names, the gentleman who was the mayor, also happened to be a Civil War general who owned a house that George Washington years prior had stayed in. Anyway, that's memorable to me because I found this, and I've donated it to the New Bern Historical Society.
Oh, right on, right on.
And my other one, I mentioned that I have a passion for some of the water detecting, but in a small riverway near me, 3-4 feet down, found a 1906 Barber quarter, kind of like, on an angle. This thing had just been sitting there. Wow. It was very rocky, so it had not, sunk for 100+ years, just waiting for me to come along and find it.
That's pretty cool.
And I don't know, for some reason, I had the opportunity to leverage what's called the ugly box. This is something that Frank 𝗘𝗫𝗖𝗪𝗢𝗪𝗡𝗪, all the letters in the alphabet, 𝗘𝗫𝗖𝗪𝗡 logo. Detect America. Frank makes and sells these little electrolysis machines, and oh my gosh, did it clean it up? But I don't know, for whatever reason, those are some of, I have others, but like some that have historical information and stuff like that. I really enjoy that. Who doesn't want to find an old coin?
Oh, please.
But I love it when you find something that you, like, for example, oh my gosh, did I find a Roman coin? You start to think, right, Liz, your Roman coin there?
Yeah. Hey, I just want to say South Africa is in the house. Holy smoke. We are like, I think we have all the continents, pretty much all the continents on the planet here. South Africa, 𝗥𝗔𝗗𝗬𝗪𝗏, Metal Detecting. I just want to say that check out his channel. He digs in some interesting locations, and it's not like detecting over here. Some really, really harsh digging conditions, and check out 𝗥𝗔𝗗𝗬𝗪𝗏, Metal Detecting.
I had the opportunity to visit the Mabulo Game Lodge in South Africa. Mabulo Game Lodge. It's they have beautiful countryside there.
Wow, right on. So Rob, do you have a bucket lister? Like, I know we all have bucket listers. What's that? Just that one thing that you wanna find. The one thing.
Yeah. I would like to find, which is, Wisconsin is not as old as some of our northeastern states and so forth, but they're here. But I have yet to find either a trime or a large scent.
Oh.
So those are kind of the two of the things that I'm searching for. And one of my buddies just last week in one of my videos found a silver dollar. Whether it's a Morgan, this happened to be a piece, a 1927 piece dollar.
Oh, right on.
Just because, if you dropped a silver dollar.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
This is not a penny, but that was like, that was a lot of money back in the day. But I think some of those things are up on my list, Liz. But
right on.
We'll see.
Is it rare? Would you say it's rare to find a large scent in Wisconsin? Because I know some states people don't find large scents, and other states it's like bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, it's certainly less rare than some of the Northeast states, but they are here. We even have folks here that have found like reals.
Wow.
So the area is here, but so I wish I could say it's rare, Liz. It's just been rare for me. It's apparently it's escaped me so far.
Well, I do hope that you do find one. Now, if you could go detecting anywhere on the planet, like anywhere on the planet, is there a country, a place?
I would like to go to 𝗥𝗫𝗖𝗪𝗡𝗪𝗡. I would like to detect in the UK.
Yeah.
I became, I love the 𝗥𝗫𝗓𝗏 series, of course, but I also recently found this thing called Time Team. You can watch it, I think, through Netflix or Amazon Prime, one of those two. But they've got like 7-8 seasons over there of these folks in the UK who, come onto a location for a couple of days and we'll do some archaeology. There's so much history there that I'm going to make it over there at some point on one of the probably either organized hunts or through an invitation, I hope. But
right
I've been there before.
Mm-hmm. Maybe get yourself a hammy.
hammy. Wouldn't you hear them talking about hammies all
Oh,
the
I know.
time?
And they pull them like they're like pennies
Oh, I know.
sometimes.
I mean, oh yeah, I thought, so
Hammy!
and it is different detecting because hammies ring up in a range of a lot of things here we would pass over, but
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
would like to find a hammy for sure.
Right on, right on. I think I'm gonna try. First of all, you do have, like I said, you do have some stuff to give away. So do you just want to maybe show us and tell us what it is that you're giving away?
Yeah, a couple things here. Just and again, thanks for supporting Liz's channel here and watching. So what we'll do here is we'll pick somebody. I'm going to throw in. I have a couple of magnets, and these are also in the form of stickers. These happen to be magnets. So this is similar to the coffee mug that Liz had shared here. This is something I made. I have fun. I like doing memes too. I love the different metal detecting memes. We'll throw in some stickers as well. But Mrs. History Digger has started to make these digging cloths, okay? And for those of you that are in parks and so forth, these are really helpful when, hey, listen, ideally you dig your plug, you flip your plug over, and right, the target's either in the plug or the hole, but we know that's not always the case, and you have to scoop stuff out. So I use these to, position my dirt on and then pour them back into the hole. But she's found this, it's like a burlap type of a muslin cloth, whatever. And but anyway, we'll throw this in there as well for somebody that hopefully does some park digging too.
Right on. All right, now Rob, I've never done this before. I've never used Bender when I've had a guest. So hopefully this works. This is the first time. So I am going to, Rob, I take it you're watching the stream right now, right?
I am.
Okay. I'm going to drop you not from the chat. I'm just going to drop you from the screen. I'm going to bring Bender up. We're going to do the giveaway, and hopefully I'm going to come back to you. All right. Fingers crossed. Rob will still be here when I go after this. All right. Now, before I switch these screens up, all you got to do to get in, we've got a lot of people from all over the planet. Rob, if the shipping is a little crazy, I will definitely contribute to the shipping. Definitely do that. So all you got to do is drop something into the chat, drop a comment into the chat, say hello to Rob, say whatever you want to say, drop some emojis. I'm going to give you 1 minute to drop something into the chat. Then we're going to do the picking, and hopefully this works. So yeah. So Rob, we have a minute. We have a minute to talk before I drop you from here.
Yeah, Liz, no problem. I'm happy to take care of the shipping, and if this works for you, the winner can email me, directly.
Perfect.
With their information, I'll say this and I'll type it into the chat if that's all right. So my email address is thehistorydigger at gmail.com. So for whomever the winner is, right, just email me your mailing address and we'll get this out to you ASAP.
Perfect. So while we're waiting for people to drop some comments, Rob, what's next for the History Digger? Is there something you want to add to your detector you want to add? Just maybe personal growth, video growth, something. What's next?
Yeah, thanks, Liz. So I think what's next? So I'm looking forward to December. Mrs. History Digger and I are taking a week down to Mexico, and I'm gonna do some detecting there. So I'm taking my detector with, and we'll do some detecting there. I think next year I have a page. I may convert my page into a group. Just to be able to get information out a little bit more quickly. But I'm looking forward in 2021, as I said, I'm going to try to promote more inclusivity. Hey, let's all try to invite one another to these permission digs. But I'm really hopeful I can do some seeded digs. I want to meet many of you. And I had a bunch of those teed up, of course, this year that, guess what, right? They all got canceled. So
yes.
That and probably, I'm going to join my friend doing some of the underwater detecting bottle hunting. That's what you can kind of look for me on my channel for 2021.
Wow, that's very exciting. Got to say, very exciting, because you are anything to do with water is really super popular right now. But when you do it with bottle digging and you put those two together, I think those videos are going to be fabulous.
Yeah, and I do film with a GoPro. I have a Hero 7, and these little guys are great underwater, by the way. That's a great investment. I think one of the things I'm going to do is a video on, hey, so you want to launch a YouTube metal detecting video.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot out there. There's a lot out there about YouTube, but what kind of equipment do you use? How do you do this? And stuff like that. So I'm going to probably do something like that in the winter months as well.
Right on, because you got to keep yourself busy in the winter in Wisconsin.
Absolutely.
Right on, right on. Okay, so I'm going to switch screens. Rob, I just want to say I'm going to switch screens. If I can't get you back, and I hope that that's not the case. If I can't get you back, I just want to say thank you very, very much for joining us today.
My pleasure, Liz. Thanks for having me, and thanks for everything you do to, as I said, promote all the positive stuff across the community. You're awesome.
Right on. Oh, in case something happens to the connection, where can people keep up with your metal detecting? Are you on social media?
Yes. So I have, of course, my YouTube channel, The History Digger, and I am on Facebook, and I have both a page as well as a profile, and it's the same thing, The History Digger as well. And so you can find me. It's all one word on Facebook. I don't know. Actually, I take that back. You may have to type that in there. But if you can't find me, thehistorydigger@gmail.com, and I'll send you a link.
Right on. All right, we are going to do the giveaway for the stuff that Rob showed. And if your name comes up, all you got to do is send an email to thehistorydigger@gmail.com with your mailing address, and Rob will make sure that you get the stuff. All right, all right. So I'm going to switch up the screens, and we're going to do the giveaway. All right, all right. Oh, my goodness. I think we can still hear you, Rob. So you can still...
Okay.
Yeah, we can still hear you. Okay. All right. Oh my goodness, I hope this works. Okay, let me share this. All right, I think this is gonna work. Rob, are you still with us?
I am.
Perfect, perfect. All right, so according to this, I don't know how many we have watching right now, but according to this, there are 26 people that are eligible for the History Digger giveaway. So I'm gonna count it down. And Bender will drop the name of the person that wins in the chat as well as on the screen here. So here we go. Oh my goodness, BC Treasure Trails has snow. Keep it in BC Treasure Trails. Hey Rob, when are you supposed to get your first snow usually?
Oh my gosh, Liz, it was supposed to be today. Don't
oh my
say
God,
that.
was
I'm
it?
actually heading back to this Boy Scout camp we detected a couple of days ago. My buddy found a ring. It was a beautiful Irish ring. I think it was like called a cloquet or something. Had these two hands.
Oh, yeah.
It like held this emerald. He was showing it to us all and everything. And at the end of the hunt, reached into his finder's pouch. Guess what? Lost it.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Oh, I feel so bad. I've gone back once. I'm going to go back a second time today to see if I can find it for him. But we were supposed to get snow today, but it's not happened.
Really? Well, I hope you don't get snow today, and I hope you can make it back to the Boy Scout camp. All right, here goes. In 5, 4. This is for the History Digger swag that Rob generously is providing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here goes, here goes. Oh, Nathaniel Outdoor Adventures. Congratulations to Nathaniel Outdoor Adventures. Let me pop this up and hang on. Let me try and find Rob. Where is he? Oh, where did he go?
I'm still here via audio.
You are here via audio. See, I really need to. Oh, there you are. Okay. Hey, okay, here goes, here goes. Ready? Here goes. Hey!
Well done, Liz.
Oh my goodness. So congratulations to Nathaniel. Nathaniel, please contact Rob, thehistorydigger@gmail.com. Rob, it has been an absolute pleasure talking with you. I really, really appreciate that. Take us home, as they say.
Hey, as I said, I mean, again, we're all doing this for different reasons, but if you get an opportunity to be supportive of somebody, answer a question on a Facebook group, invite them along, again, let's all try to make the community a little bit better, be kind to one another. And I would just say, Liz, thanks again for everything you do, and best to you, and my best to everybody else. Stay safe, stay healthy, and happy digging.
Right on. All right, Rob, thank you so very much. And yeah, I guess I'll see you on the tube. Right on.
Swinging the ORX, Liz.
Right on. Have a great day, Rob, and everyone else out there. Thank you so very much for watching. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you. So right on. I will see you all on Tuesday with the video, Thursday off the cuff at 7:30. And I do not, and I apologize, I do not have a guest as it stands right now. I do not have a guest for next Sunday. Yeah. It'll be just me, myself, and I, and you next Sunday. So join me then, and I will see you all, like I said, on the flip side. Have a great day, everyone, and thank you so much for joining. I appreciate that. Get your official Diggy Connect merchandise at Teespring. Mugs, t-shirts, hoodies, and more. Remember that every purchase you make helps to support the channel. Check out the link in the description down below.